Back to the starting lineup with Scott Purrier, Ned Reynolds, and Art Haynes on your home for the St. Louis Cardinals, 102.1 The One.
And those St. Louis Cardinals will play tonight at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., opening up a series with the Washington Nationals. Welcome back to the starting lineup, and thank you for being with us. Our number is 417-447-1021. That's both for phone and for the text. I'm Ned Reynolds, along with
Scott Purrier
and Art Haynes.
And on the line with us is a young lady from Springfield who had a pretty special week last week down at Augusta National, playing in the Augusta Women's Invitational. We welcome in Reagan Zibilski, the former Springfield Catholic standout and University of Arkansas golfer. Reagan, good morning.
Morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
How do you top a week when you get to play Augusta National? You know, your teammate wins the event, and now you got to go back to class today in Fayetteville. How's that going to work?
Today's going to be very boring, I fear. It'll be a boring week. No, it was such a special experience, and definitely on the top of my list for my golf career so far.
What was the first thing that you noticed about Augusta National that was special? I mean, because and for those who listened last week, you had to qualify and finish in the top 30 in ties to play Augusta on Saturday, but everybody got a practice round on Friday, right?
Yes, yeah, everyone got to.
What did you notice when you walk in and you go to the first tee at Augusta National and got a few holes in? What really stood out to you?
There just wasn't a speck of grass out of place. I feel like I've played a lot of good golf courses in my time playing, and nothing has ever compared to. I mean, I couldn't find a piece of grass that was a miss.
Reagan, we've always been told, some of us lower lifes have never been down to Augusta, been told that it's a very tough golf course to walk. Did you find that?
It is so hilly. And you could probably ask my dad the same thing. He was carrying the heavy bag and a full-on painter suit in 85-degree weather. And judging those hills were, not easy. But, it's a hilly golf course for sure.
Art?
So, Reagan, I know you've watched that tournament all your life. What particular holes stood out to you, or everything as you thought it would be?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it exceeded my expectations just because, you never know what it's going to look like until you really get there, and seeing all of the flowers that were in bloom, and obviously Amen Corner kind of lived up to the hype, and walking up 18 fairway, and there's just so much history there. And with watching that golf tournament almost my entire life, you remember shots that different people have hit, and it's just really cool to be there yourself and be like, oh, this is where, Phil Mickelson cut it around the trees on 11. And you're like, wow, okay, I can actually see how that happened. So I don't know. I think it was just really cool to be able to walk the fairways where some of the greatest who have played the sport have done the same.
And again, Reagan finishes 10th in the tournament. Only the top 30 advanced to the final round. You hit 15 of 18 greens in regulation at Augusta National. That course must be easy. How did they have it set up for you guys any differently than what the men will play this week at Augusta?
Obviously, it was shorter than what the men will play, but I don't think it'll be much different. The greens were really, really good. They were firm, and but they would hold a good shot, and it rewards really good ball striking. I think both of the golf courses that I played this past week did. But obviously, if you get on the wrong side of some of those pin positions at Augusta, you have to be a little bit defensive. But I think you'll see some low scores out there this weekend too. It's in really good shape, but as every golf course does, it has its defenses. So,
Reagan, the first course that you all played in the preliminary event earlier last week, number one, it's not comparable, obviously, to Augusta, but how close is it, and what kind of challenges did it present?
Yeah, it was a championship golf course as well. I love Champions Retreat. It was a little bit different just because Augusta is overseeded and bent grass greens, and then this course was Bermuda and very firm and very fast. Mm-hmm. The greens were rolling very, very quickly, and you could find yourself on the wrong side of the hole and have to just, kind of play defensive golf on the greens. But it was kind of the same thing. It was very rewarding if you were striking the ball well, and you just kind of had to put a good game plan together on where you wanted to be on the greens and to give yourself a good chance to kind of make some putts. But it was amazing. I loved Champions Retreat. It's one of my favorite golf courses that I've played. It's really, really fun off the tee. But also it's a fun place to watch golf. Like, there were so many people at Champions Retreat that were just kind of walking around and following. So that was fun to see also.
Is it fairly close to Augusta National?
It's about 40 minutes away.
No, it's that far. Okay.
Art?
Yeah.
So, Reagan, y'all got a squad there at Arkansas. I mean, one of your teammates that also played in the event is the defending NCAA champion. What's the rest of the golf season look like now for the Razorbacks?
Yeah, I think both of us have, and I can probably speak for the three of us that played, a lot of confidence kind of going into postseason after this week. Obviously, I mean, it was just such a special experience to watch Maho win and to be there on 18 when she was kind of walking off the green. It's you can't compare anything to it. And I think, that's just such good mojo for all of us kind of going into SECs and to just keep it rolling. And we've got a heck of a squad, and I think that this postseason is going to be special.
Yeah, Maho, Maria Jose Marin, who won the event by 4 shots. It was cool seeing you and your teammates so excited for her. They list her 5 foot. She's probably about 4'11" or 4'10", isn't she? And how does she do that? I mean, how does she win a tournament by 4 shots? We're watching her, and her swing is just so automated almost. It looks like it's so easy and effortless. And here you are just bombing it out there. But she goes out and she wins tournaments. Won the NCAA last year.
Yeah, she's incredible. I think that she's one of the best putters of the ball that I've seen, and but also her swing is the same every time, same tempo, same everything, and she's just honestly so inspiring to learn from, and just the way she kind of moves about what she does is also pretty incredible too. And you don't expect that to happen. But when it does, and I remember I had finished my round, and my parents and our friends, we were eating lunch in one of the buildings, and we don't have our phones, right? So I can't see the leaderboard. I don't know how I stood. I'm like, I know I shot 3 under today, and that puts me at -6, but I'm not on the leaderboard at the time, at least in person. So I'm like, I don't know where I stand. And so we walk inside, and there's TVs, and I'm like, Maho has a 4-shot lead. What happened? Because when we finished, Asterisk was kind of still front runner, and I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck? So I rushed. I wanted to go buy some stuff in the pro shop, and then I sprinted from the merchandise building to the 18th green, and I was like, you have to let me through. My teammate's about to win. And so everyone let me through, and I made it just in time, literally. So it was pretty cool.
Reagan, you mentioned the SECs. When is that, and where will you play?
We leave a week from Wednesday, and it's at Pelican Club in Clearwater, Florida, like the Tampa area.
Mm-hmm.
And who are the teams to beat?
Yeah, I think, at least in the SEC, it's pretty strong at the top. You have your Texas and your Texas A&M and Arkansas. And honestly, I think it's anybody's game. Whichever team, is kind of at the top at the time, it's honestly a toss-up. And match play, you guys know how match play is. It can turn in a second. And we lost in the semis last year to Florida, and Florida's really good again this year. So we're looking forward to possibly having another matchup with them here in a couple weeks. But yeah, no, we're really excited. I think we're in a good spot. We have a lineup set, so it sometimes takes until postseason to find that 5 player and see who's going to be in the lineup for postseason. But yeah, no, we're really excited.
Reagan, before we let you go, first question: how much did you drop in the merchandise area at Augusta National? Because they will sell you things there.
They have literally everything under the sun. Anything that you could possibly need, they have it. And I was very overwhelmed, honestly, walking in there. I know that my parents and their friends spent a lot of money, but I didn't get as much as I thought. I just, got a couple of the things that I knew that I wanted, like a shirt and a couple of sweatshirts and some hats and some trinkets, and of course a gnome. They limited you to 1 gnome per person because those are a hot.
But being a professional shopper like you are, that's pretty good restraint on your part, showing there. And,
I did.
And take us through the timeline now for beginning the pro career. What does it look like for the rest of the summer?
Yeah, so after school, if everything kind of goes well, I will leave school with Epson status, which is, basically the Corn Ferry for women, and I'll start and pick that up this summer and finish out that season, and then go to Q-School in the fall, and then hopefully leave with my tour card. So yeah, exciting stuff.
Absolutely. Graduating this May? I am. With a degree in?
Finance.
That's a good one if you're starting a pro career on the LPGA Tour. That's a good one to have there. And again, before we let you go, did your dad have anything special to say about his experience caddying for you at Augusta National? What really stood out to him?
Yeah, I think it was an emotional experience for the both of us. It was just such a dream, and I think that I can speak for him and say that there's a picture of him and I on the range warming up, and it was just the two of us. We were the only two people on the range, and he's just done so much for me, and I just think it was such a rewarding moment for us to just walk up 18 at Augusta together, and to know that all of our hard work had kind of led to that moment, is I think kind of how he thinks about it. But no, he's on cloud 9 right now. I'm sure he's talking to all of his friends about it. But yeah, it was such a special moment, and I wouldn't have wanted to share it with anybody else.
Did he get to keep the coveralls, or do you have to turn them back in?
No, you had to turn them back in.
You couldn't stick those in your bag somewhere and leave the premises?
We got the name patch and my number that was on the front. So we got to keep that.
Very good. Well, Reagan, best of luck to you at the SEC tournament, and we'll touch base on the pro career this summer as well.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Bet. Thank you.
Thanks, Reagan Zibilski visiting with us. We'll take a time out on the starting lineup and be right back.
You're listening to the starting lineup with Scott Puryear, Ned Reynolds, and Art Haynes on 102.1 The One.